I can't take the pressure. Lord, will you deliver me?
Hi everyone, this is Jennifer from Kingdom Heritage. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I just got in and I was invited to a roundtable event tonight downtown Chicago that was given by my girl Jazz. Hey Jazz, and she has a group called Canvas Campus, and she does like a lot of evangelism work on campuses, which is awesome. A few mornings ago, I was driving in and I was listening to a radio personality, and there was a woman and the radio host, and she called this guy and she was telling him he had a free steak dinner coming. Who would he like to put the reservation name in? And he said he wanted to put it in Tanisha's name, and then his girlfriend chimed in and she was like, "Who is Tanisha?" So they were kind of basically setting him up. He went all off into this thing. He didn't know what was going on and all this stuff, and the girl started crying. And the radio personality, I think she kind of got shocked, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were gonna cry." She was pregnant too, asking the guy all of these questions like, "Oh, is this who you've been with? And you haven't had time for me? And who was this girl, Tanisha?" And all this stuff like that. And he ended up hanging up. The radio personality asked her if she was okay, and she said, "No, I'm okay. I'm okay." She said, "I don't deserve that." And then they kind of ended the call out, and that just kind of like really stayed in my mind what she said, which was, "I don't deserve that." What do we deserve? And I think that when you get in a relationship, and a lot of us have been in relationships in the past, or we're in one presently where we're not really happy, we feel that we're not receiving 100% that we're putting into the relationship. Women kind of just want it all out in the open. They just want to catch a man doing what he's doing, and so they can feel somewhat justified in themselves that they can walk away from the situation. We should have thoughts about ourselves, about what we're willing to accept and what we're not willing to accept. And it shouldn't get to this point where we're 10 years into a relationship, or we're 3 years into a relationship, we've been cheated on, we've been abused, we've been mistreated, and we just get to the point where we can't take it anymore, and then we just start making these declarations, "Well, I don't deserve that." Well, you never deserved it. We always want to put "I love him" or "he loves me" in the forefront, and then make that the reasoning behind why we deal with so many issues from these men. But love is patient, love is kind. We have to know what love is and how a man should love us. And men, as a rule of thumb, treat women how they treat themselves. So if you are not kind to yourself, if you disrespect yourself, if you disrespect others, you can definitely expect that from a man. So I wanted to just put a few things out there about what you personally don't deserve. Number one thing that I say is that you don't deserve a man that's attached. And when I say that, I mean you don't deserve a man that's attached to any other woman. I don't care if it's an ex-girlfriend that he broke up with 3 years ago, or his ex-wife, or his baby mama, or this girl, his best friend at work. You don't deserve a man that's attached to any woman in any way, because that brings about problems in your relationship. See, men are always looking to fulfill needs. And quite honestly, one woman is not going to be able to fulfill every need and every desire that a man has. We don't deserve a man that is going outside of our relationship to get his needs met. For whatever that could be. It could be very honest. It could be something as far as conversation or support or encouragement, but that brings problems. And it's the little foxes that ruin the vine. We have these little things in our relationships that we allow men to do and to go outside our relationship because we feel like, "Oh, that's just a friend. They're not together anymore. They're just friends." No, you don't deserve a man that's attached to any woman. You don't want to take your man and put him in a box somewhere, or lock him in the basement or something like that. We don't want that. But we do want to draw the line and make some sort of specifications on what type of relationships that our husbands or our boyfriends should have with other women. When you are initially in a relationship with a man, you should let the foundation be laid that there should be no attachments to anybody else to fulfill any other needs outside of your relationship. So you don't deserve that. You are a beautiful woman. You are an intelligent woman. You don't deserve sharing a man with somebody else. Okay, and that's the number one thing that I find that when I hear, when I'm, traveling and stuff like that, I always hear about other women. And I think that it's because we don't really lay the foundation and say what guidelines, what we're willing to accept and what we're not willing to accept right away. We can't accept men that are attached to other women. You don't need that. You let that man go and deal with those issues or deal with that attachment that he has. And if he can't let go, if he can't let go of that relationship with his baby mother, and I'm not talking about just cutting off communication with her, but I'm talking about any kind of, constantly talking about her, even if it's negative. If he can't let go of that relationship, that's a problem. And you don't want to waste your time. We don't have all the time in the world. You don't want to waste years of your life with a man that's attached to someone mentally in his heart, emotionally. We don't need that. So you don't deserve a man that's attached. Investing time. You deserve a man that is willing to invest his time, his energy, his finances, his heart, his emotion, his brain power. All these sort of things are investments that each one of you make when you're in a relationship. And when I say that, I mean that when you enter into a relationship with someone, if you enter into a relationship with someone, if you enter into a union with someone, and you are investing more time into the relationship, you're investing more money, you're investing more commitment to the relationship than the other individual, you're going to be unhappy because you're going to constantly find yourself complaining to a man, find yourself weighing and counting the days and counting what you've done and counting what he hasn't done. And that irritates a man. It irritates a man because it makes him feel that you're in competition. And a man doesn't want to be in competition when he's in a relationship. And you see that he's always putting everything else before your relationship. He's always putting playing basketball or watching sports or going to the club or taking vacations. He's not investing as much as you are in a relationship. You don't deserve that. You deserve a man that is going to be right there, that's willing to see you, that's willing to spend money on you when he can, if it's in his budget to do so. A man that's willing to do things that's going to make your relationship solid and strong. You deserve that. And you're going to be unhappy in the long run because you're going to feel that you have been driving the relationship. You haven't been putting all the energy into the relationship. You're going to get restless. You're going to get exhausted. And then you're going to start complaining with explaining your desires to have things be better in your relationship. You don't deserve that. You deserve a man that's going to invest as much time and energy into a relationship as you are. Commitment. Now, straight off the bat, when you're in a relationship with a man, you shouldn't expect him to just commit to you right at that moment. He's not going to talk to any other woman. Commitment from a man is something that we gauge when we're in a relationship that has longevity. We don't really look for strong commitment from a man in early stages of the relationship because he's still weighing things, he's still observing you, he's still weighing your character, he is still looking to make sure that you are worthy of his commitment, and that's fine. If you're in a relationship, you should be doing the same thing. But if you're a year into a relationship, you're 2 years into a relationship, and there's no commitment level, you deserve a man that is willing and happy to tell the whole world that you are his woman, that you are his wife, that you are his girlfriend. You deserve a man whose level of commitment is high to you. Because what happens is that if you start in the beginning of a relationship and then you progress and then you never have that conversation or you never lay down a foundation of commitment, of seriousness in a relationship, then a man will just ride with it. He'll just coast along 4 or 5 years with you and go on vacations and do all sorts of things that you feel that couples do, and then there's no real commitment. A wonderful example of that is these reality shows with these women that can't get these men that they've been in 10 and 15-year relationships with to commit. Why? Because they didn't make that level of commitment a priority in their relationship early on. And you deserve better than that. You deserve a man that's willing to commit to you. And I'm saying commit to you into marriage. I mean, I don't see what other reason you would be in a relationship with a man for a long period of time if you didn't want to be married. So we need to let that foundation, we need to be verbal with men. We need to stand our ground and let them know that we are wanting a man that's going to commit to us. Walk away from the relationship and come back, and then there's no clarity on what it is. You should always have clarity with a man as far as the status of your relationship. Are we together or are we not? If we're not together, then we're not together at all. And you have to maintain that stance that you're not going to accept any low levels of commitment. You are a woman, you are a beautiful woman, you are an intelligent woman. And if you don't believe those things, if you have a low self-esteem, if you're insecure in any area of your life as far as who you are, how you feel about yourself, never set the bar on what you deserve. And like I said before earlier, that men only go as far as you let them go, and men gauge the relationship on how you set it up. If you set it up at a high point, they're gonna meet and exceed that. If you set it at a low point where it's lackadaisical, we just friends, we just kicking it and all that sort of stuff like that, they're gonna treat it like that. And we shouldn't want that. I mean, there are times in our lives where we want to be single and we just want to date and we just want to have friends, and that's fine. But when you get to a point in your life where you want to be married and you want a man that's going to commit to you and commit to the relationship that you have to start the relationship off letting the man know straight and up front of what you deserve. And you have to not only speak that, but you also have to live it, and you have to treat yourself as such. You can't expect a man to have a high level of commitment to you and you don't commit to yourself. You don't commit to going to school. You don't commit to keeping a job. You don't commit to working out. So it's all based upon us. We literally, women, have a lot of power when it comes into a relationship, but we don't use it because we don't feel that we deserve the best. That has something to do with us as women, as individuals, where we feel like we don't deserve that. We feel we deserve to share a man. We gonna take any type of man that's attached to somebody. We don't. That's okay. He'll get over her. I'm better than her. That's okay if I only see him or talk to him 2 or 3 times a week. That's okay if I've set up things and he bypassed it and he ignored it or he didn't reply. That's okay. No, it's not okay. If it's okay, be happy with it. And if you feel that way about yourself, that's okay. That's okay too. But don't be an expectation to get anything more than what you demand or what you expect. I expect you to meet me right here where I am with what I desire and what I want. Now, all those things that I just named about what you deserve and what you should expect from a man and the foundation that you should lay, you have to be the woman that is going to maintain the expectation for yourself. You can't tell a man that you want this commitment, that you don't want him to be attached, that you want him to invest, and you're not doing that either. You have to put in what you want to receive. You have to give and you will receive. That's a principle in the kingdom of God. Give and you shall receive. If you give 100% and you are laying the foundation of what you want, your expectation, what you feel like you should deserve, you're going to receive that. But you have to be patient enough to wait for a man that is going to return to you what you're putting out. And that's going to take patience, and that's going to take sometimes tribulation. That's going to take sometimes being lonely until that right person comes. But God is going to be faithful to that which concerneth you. If you wait on him, if you trust him, if you let your desires be known unto God about the mate that you want in your life, God is faithful. He's going to bring that person to you when you're prepared and when you're ready and when you set the bar. If you have your expectation and you know in your heart and what you deserve and you're ready, you're woman enough to be verbal about what you deserve and stand on that foundation, stand on that expectation. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to visit me at Kingdom Heritage, www.ourkingdomheritage.com. Subscribe there. Don't forget to subscribe to this page. If you like this message today, don't forget to put a thumbs up. Share this with another woman that you know that may not be getting 100%, that may not have set the bar. Send this to her right away. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait until the Lord allows me to see you again.